So now we're going to go on to the timing drills. So the timing drills this week, there's just 2 of them. And it's back leg roundhouse kick and then high-low back leg roundhouse kick. So to do this properly, and what you're learning to do, back a little bit. What you're learning to do is how close do I need to be to kick him with a roundhouse kick. I was a little too close. I jammed myself up there. Okay, but you're doing a pivot. You want to give him a good target. Okay, and you just want to lightly touch. Now he's a little close. All right.
Oh, it's single, not low high.
It's single. We're not doing low high yet. Yep.
You're on concrete. Turn your foot all the way over and just plant it.
Yeah.
You're gonna fall over if you don't.
Yeah, the concrete is very hard to turn and twist. That's why I hate doing the kicks on this, but this is the surface we got, so this is what we use. So you're just gonna turn your body all the way to where you're facing the other wall, and then you're gonna kick. And you're gonna lightly touch. And again, this is one of those timing drills that teaches you how long your legs are. So the second timing drill you do is very similar to that one, only it's going to be high-low or low-high. Some people like to go high to the face, low to the body. Some people like to go low to the knee, high to the stomach. Some people like to go low to the stomach, high to the face. The one thing I want it to be is 2 complete kicks. So it's here. So it's here, here, and then you're going to come back around. No, that's fine. That's what you should be doing. Okay, so you're just going to, now, you could go to the stomach, you can go to the face. We usually are going to go to the knee and the stomach. Very important, because I've actually seen this done a couple times. When you go to the knee, you don't kick the knee. You kick the abdomen, but you don't kick the knee. Okay. The one thing I didn't want to see that I've seen people do is they'll turn and they'll do a high-low, but it's boom, boom. So they just kick and drop the leg to the knee. No, it has to be 2 distinct kicks. Okay. One more. Yep. 2 distinct kicks. That's what we're looking for. All right. So go ahead and practice those. All the kicking techniques we did, I want 20 each leg. So for those walking drills we did, 20 each leg. For these, I want 20 each side. All right. If you've got concrete, this is what you're stuck training on. If you want to pull yourself around and then do the kick, I'll understand. I'm worried it's going to train you some bad habits if you do that, because when we get back on a floor where you can twist, you're probably going to do that same stop. So it's not ideal, but if you're in your 40s and you got bad knees, I get it. I don't blame you. All right. So let's come a little closer, because we're going to do self-defenses.
Here, we cross that one.
Yeah. I'm not crossing line. So remember last week I said we don't want to just show up with the exact number of self-defenses we need. So if you've been following the review, we've showed you 7 self-defenses so far. So now I'm going to start adding a few each week we teach. So this week I want to go over some choke self-defenses. So Trey's going to choke me. All right. First thing I want to do is tighten my neck, because he's actually trying to choke. If he wasn't trying to choke, loosen up like they do in class. Yeah, I don't have to do anything. Okay. So tighten up, be good. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is I get my base, I grab the wrist, and palm strike. Okay. Now I want you to do multiple hits, but I will tell you, this is going to be pretty effective. And then you can follow up xiphoid process back to the face. Use your palms. Okay. I don't mind punches to the stomach, but I don't like any punch to the face. Unless you hit the chin, you're going to break some bones in your hand. And I preferably just like open hands for self-defense, period. Okay, you're less likely to hurt something unless you jab a finger somewhere, but that could be painful for them. Okay, so what we did on that, now we're going to slow it up this time. You can still choke. I made sure I got my base so he can't push me over. I grab and I struck it, and I come in. Look at where my foot's at. most people, when they do this, they grab here and they start doing this. That's not going to do anything. But when I grab here and my leg steps in as I palm strike, look at all the momentum you've got. Okay? Now, another one we like to do called the steering wheel. This hand comes in. Snake arms, steering wheel, whatever. This hand comes in. All right, and we're going to flip to the other side so you can see this. I slap my own palm. Pitch over, palm strike. So you can see it from this side. When I come over, now if I was doing this for real, he's really doing it, I'm actually going to go underneath his elbow. But I want to take care of my partner, so I'm up here in front of the elbow on the forearm, push over. You'll see I grab the hand as it slides down. I don't grab until I make contact with the hand and it slides down. And he's perfectly for this, 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 whatever you want to do. All right? So, I want to do one more shoot. Yeah, let's do one more simple one. Now this is critical. This is very, very effective, but you have to be careful because if you actually hit your partner on the ears, it'll pop your eardrums and it's permanent damage. It cannot be undone. So you hit them on the head up here. Yes, the ears are here, but you hit them on the head up here. Okay? If you pop their ears like that, they are going to let go. They're going to be disoriented, might even scream a little bit. Okay? So here and here. Now I want to show you two more, but there's two I want to show you that I don't ever want to see off of this choke. All right? I have used this one for years, and I have done it pretty effectively. Okay? I come across, I bar the arms, and I just take the slack out. However, in recent years, we've done this with a few students who weren't, even with doing it correctly and using the right leverage, we're not strong enough to break our grip. So, unless you know, I know that almost everybody that I do it, when I come in here and I take the slack out, they're going to collapse. Okay? But if you can't do that, and I'm stronger than many people, almost said most people, but I'm an old man, so I'm stronger than a lot of people. That's probably going to work better for me, but I am using leverage. I'm just not using strength. So don't do that one. And the one I don't ever want to see is this one. Okay. Trey, am I stronger than you?
Yeah.
Okay. So Mr. Trey will admit I'm stronger than him. Okay. And I'm never, ever going to get out of this.
You forgot the one where they go straight down in your arms too.
Yeah. You have no power. This one too, most of the time you're not going to. Like I said, if I take the slack out, I can bend them. But it's very hard to do this. You can do that. That's fine. But this, if your partner cooperates with you, I will very quickly take off my Garmin, come over and grab you and have you do the same thing. And I guarantee you won't get out. So don't do that one. So we've showed you three of the chokes. We showed you grab and come through with a palm. We have showed you snake arms with a palm, and we have showed you slaps. So you're up to 10 already, but we're going to give you a couple extras just for the price of admission. So one of my absolute favorites off of lapel, and I'll show you a variation if you're not double. And actually do it off a choke too. It works great off a choke. Now I'm going to be kind to Mr. Trey. One, he can beat me up now. But number two, this puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the elbow. If I was doing this for real, if he's a bad guy and not my son, I'm going to grab the outside arm as I step to the back corner. And this will put tremendous pressure on the elbow. Instead, I'm going to be kind, and I'm going to trap this hand with a monkey grip as I step to that back corner and roll my leg down. Now, what I got here is a tremendous strike, throw, strike, throw. He's going to go eventually, okay? Not on this concrete, But I'm just going to keep doing that until I flip him over. Okay? Disable him, throw him. If he doesn't go the first time, bam, disable him again, throw him. See, I'm keeping this hand. Now, if I had this hand, you could imagine it twists the elbow out and makes a really painful arm bar. Okay? The first time I did this to him, I did not realize how much pressure it was going to put on his elbow, and he was quite cross. Fortunately, he was only like 14 or 15. All right. So one more time. You're going to grab, and you're going to step to the back corner. Okay? You've got them trapped. They're not going anywhere. Now, some people are not comfortable rolling the leg. Okay? For me, it's just natural to walk through. Okay? Some people aren't comfortable doing that. So you can still do the same thing. You just have to shorten it. So you just step. Instead of rolling down the leg, you come across and step. Your foot ends up in the exact same place. You just didn't roll down his leg. Okay? I'm not in as deep for the throw. So I'm probably not going to think about a throw if I did it this way. I would just elbow, come back across with something else, and go to a series of strikes. I probably wouldn't attempt a throw on the step because you don't get as deep, because you can't. The reason I can get so deep on this is I roll down his leg. If I'm not comfortable doing that and I just step, if you look, I'm deep, but I'm not back here like I was before. I'm more almost even with his foot. So then it's time to elbow, come around with a pseudo, maybe a punch here, knee, elbows, whatever you like to do. Okay, so there's two variations of that. So that is going to give you 12. And I maybe want to give them one more, just for, I won't do this to you. But I really like simple self-defenses. So right in here is very, very sensitive. Okay, Mr. Don and Mike Ivester are very good at this one. And I tell them after they've done it to me, you're not doing that to me ever again, get a yellow belt. Okay? But they're very good at this. What they do is they get that finger right there and that notch, and what they do is they turn their shoulder out. Okay? And it drives the air out of your neck. So I'm doing it nice to Trey. I just put my fingers on his chest and push him back. But if you dig in there, which they're good at, it takes your air away from it. So we gave you 6 self-defenses today and 2 not to do. So all we have left is the forms. So we've been playing around with build up and high rep. So this week we're just going to do the basic walkthrough, which is what we do most of the time in martial arts and in forms practice. And that's you just walk through the form, performing it the way you would if you were being judged on it in a tournament or graded on it in a test. But that's called run through, when we just perform the form. All right. So I want you to do every form up to your current form one time. If your form is Taeguek and Palgwe 4 and above, kids and adults. If yours is 4 and above, I want you to do 1 of every form up to your current forms that you're doing, and then I want you to do 5 each of your current forms. If you are below that, so if the last form you learned was Palgwe 3, Taeguek 3 or lower, I want you to do the forms going up to your current set of forms 3 times, and then do those forms that you're working on now 5 times. Okay? So 3 and 5 if you're below Taeguek Sa and Palgwe Sa, 1 all the way up to the forms you're doing, and then 5 of each if you are at Taeguek Sa, Palgwe Sa or above. All right? So go practice.